Hi, welcome back. I am Amanda Jade. I am a second generation homeschooler, homeschooling my about to be first grader. So today I'm really excited to share with you a flip through, kind of like a review of, nothing like a messy one. Oh, nursing a baby down there. I'm really excited to do a flip through, kind of like a review of something we found mid-year last year that we are absolutely obsessed with. It has been a total game changer for our homeschool. What we chose for her kindergarten language arts program was heavy on sight words and things that that's not how I wanted her to learn to read. So we kind of switched gears in October-ish. And then in November, we went ahead and purchased Logic of English Level A. The Logic of English is a language arts program, but it's an all-in-one program. So it includes phonemic awareness, phonics, handwriting, grammar, spelling, reading, and comprehension. Now, what I love about this program is that the spelling and the reading are being taught together. Encoding and decoding go together. So I am obsessed with how this curriculum is teaching kids to read and spell together in unison. And there's no spelling list, there's no memorization, and I absolutely love that about it. So every day, every lesson, I should say, you have a spelling analysis portion. And so spelling analysis is essentially you get a word like mat, you say the word to your child. So you say mat. The cat sat on the mat. And you do finger spelling with your child so they know how many letters are in each phonogram. So you would say, let's segment that word together. And you're doing it with your child. It's not a gotcha. It's not a can you spell this word. It's not that at all. And I love that. It's just to teach them. So it's at, and then they can choose to use the magnetic tiles or hand write at. And then then you do it. So then they tell you the sounds and you write it yourself on the whiteboard. And so I really love that there's no pressure of like knowing how to spell it. She also has videos for that. You can go ahead and find Denise's videos on that where she herself is doing the finger spelling with your child. We tried that. She wasn't crazy about it. She liked it better, her and I doing it together. So we've been keeping it up that way. It just transforms our how we're learning how to read. It really aligned to what I wanted for her to learn to read. I think it's really important for us to know the whys. Hey, Chachi, good morning. My daughter is super active. She loves to run. She loves to jump. She loves games. And this just totally fit the bill for us. This was all the things we were looking for and more. I would highly suggest going to their YouTube channel or even it might be on their website. They have a lot of like PDs, like professional developments for teachers and for parents, for you to know like how the brain, like the science behind learning how to read. Reading is not like walking, not like talking. It's not something you see and just learn. You really have to know the structure of it. And so for some kids, it just comes really easily. But even then, I find it super important to know the rules of English. So I teach for VIP Kid, which is a teaching platform where you teach English, bless you, where you teach English to Chinese students, some Japanese students also. And I learned rules on there. Like teaching, I'm like, hey, that like hard G and soft G, like when they say good and J, like I didn't know the rule for that. And then I'm like teaching Chinese kids this rule. I'm like, oh, that's nice. So it really does that. We really are loving it. We're in level B right now. So I'm going to give you a quick little flip through and kind of explain to you what it is. So here's the teacher's manual. The teacher's manual, oh, here are my little post-its here. The layout is really nice. Let me see if I can flip my camera around. Okay, here's level A. So here's the teacher's manual. And so I'm just gonna go here to a random lesson. Now we did choose to go with cursive. I was leaning toward cursive, and then I asked my daughter, hey, do you like this cursive? And she actually really liked it. I showed her both, and then she picked the cursive. So it was a mama win there. Here's an example of a lesson. This is lesson 19, and here it always gives you an overview of what you'll be learning that day. To be honest, I never look at that. Something that I love about this is it actually really is open and go. It's wonderful. I like to look ahead just for a few seconds to kind of see what I'm looking at and see where I'm going with it for that day. But it's really all open and go. The first thing that you're doing for this particular lesson, you're going to identify the phonograms at the beginning of the words. So if I go over to page 56 of her book, of her student workbook, there it is. So she's just choosing, we like to use paint dotters and stuff like that. And so she's dotting that first letter. These kind of activities here is what really made this curriculum work for us. So it's, you segment this word and then they have to do it. So clap, and then they have to clap, or and then they have to jump. And we loved that. Something super interesting that I learned about while I was researching this program is if you cannot auditorily segment words, you cannot read. Which was mind-blowing to me because it was true when we started this, my daughter couldn't read even CVC words, and when I said cat, she could not put those three together to say cat. And it just made so much sense. Like, of course, you have to know how to segment auditorily, and then you have to make that connection before you can read print on a page. So they go through all of that. They make sure that the kids can do things in their minds, with their ears, with their mouths, before we even look at paper. So I absolutely love that about this curriculum. We're gonna keep going here. It's okay, baby. So this day, we're learning the letter P. So even though when we started this, my daughter did know all her letters and she knew the initial sounds and the vowel sounds, long and short, but Logic of English teaches kids all the sounds of all the letters. So for example, P is one example where it just has one sound. But for example, A, they teach you that A says A, and ah, which is true because in the word wall, the A says ah. It doesn't say A and it doesn't say it says ah. So we're learning all of those letter sounds. So we kind of had to relearn them. And these parts were easier for her as far as the letters and the sounds. But we just went through it anyway. I would rather go backward and make sure she has a really solid foundation versus trying to race and go fast for nothing because she's not, who is she behind? Where are we trying to catch up to? So, I just took my time. I went with the flow. I went with what she needed and gave her some confidence and, stuff like that. So something really fun that they have here listed that I never did, not even one time, but you could if you wanted to, is they teach the letter, when they teach that letter of the day. So for example, this is P Day. You do fun things like eat pizza and popcorn and read about pandas and pigs. So something really cute. We never did that, but it was cute. The Doodling Dragons book, I will show you in a minute, but it's really cute. It's just a picture book. But actually, you know what? I'm going to show you instead. So this is the one for letter level B. This is called Whistling Whales. It shows you the phonogram and then it has words with that phonogram. So it's a really cute book. They also have songs. You can just look them up on YouTube. You can buy them, but you can also, we always just look them up on YouTube. And we sang the little song. She danced. It was like a super fun thing. Then you do your handwriting. So something I really loved about this curriculum, so we chose the cursive, like I said, but you could do the manuscript also, is they have these little sandpaper. It's raised. You can't really see that it's raised. Yeah, you can kind of see that it's raised. And so your finger really traces. And I absolutely love that. I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. I loved it. You write in the air, you write in paper. It's a lot of just hands-on stuff. And then here you play bingo. It's so many games. So here's the bingo. We have little bingo Trader Joe's sticker. We love Trader Joe's. So you pull out the game cards. These are the game cards. I like everything in little bins. I'm a bin person. So these are the game cards. And so you'd pull one out. Sorry, these are the ones we're working on now. So you pull one out, you say the sound, and then she would do the bingo. So we play together. We also do it like as a tic-tac-toe sometimes. They suggest that also. This is another thing is they tell you, don't write it 50 times. Write it 3 times and then circle your favorite. So I love that. They don't overdo the handwriting. It's not like overkill. So I absolutely love that. So I'm going to skip forward a little bit more just for you to see some other things. So here's where they start with the vowels. Write short A. They teach you the symbols, like how to annotate. And I absolutely love that. They also have readers that you make. They come in the back of the book, and we absolutely love this. So this is when they first, this is like the first reader that they do, and they draw a little picture. The other one, this one she chose to draw, but other ones have actual little pictures that you tape in there. So this was her last reader in here, and so you see how they have them there, the cutest pictures. So we would cut them out, put them upside down. She would read the sentence, and then she'd have to go through and find the picture that went with. And they're just like the cutest little pictures. She loved this. She really loved this. This was something super fun. After we finished A, we took off about 2 weeks just to refine some of the things she had learned. And I went ahead and I purchased this game book at the beginning, and we hadn't done it. So I said, let's take 2 weeks between A and B to kind of just play the games. Again, my daughter loves games. She loves these things. So I'm going to give you a little example here. So here we go. We have Go Fish. We have Go Fish, super fun, easy games that you can do with index cards. You don't need anything crazy. There's another one we love that's something about like fox in a hole. It was like the cutest little thing. But they have really great games in here. Look, hopscotch, snatch the match. This one's really fun. It's kind of like a Go Fish, but you're trying to find matches of the game, so it's really fun. In the back of this book, I really love, they have all the word lists that you need. So right now, for example, we've done CVC words, we've done words with consonant blends, and then we're also working on multi-letter phonograms. So she just did sh and th, and so we're working on those. I love that all the words can be found in one place. Something else that we bought was the expansion pack, which is the board games. You can buy a physical copy of that, or you can buy the PDF. I went ahead and bought the PDF so I can just print them whenever I want. So this is one of the board games. This is one of the ones where we work on regularly. So we have like little game pieces. You roll the dice. It's like a chutes and ladders, but for the words that you're working on, which I love. The hard copies that you can buy from them are dry erase, but I don't want it to be erasing and rewriting. So that's why I bought the PDF, because I can just have these both on hand and decide which one we want to do for the day. I try to write on the corner what skill we're working on. The other things that come with this program are the books, like the alphabet book. So this is for level B, which is Whistling Whales. The other one is Doodling Dragons. It brings a whiteboard. So it brings a little whiteboard. I actually bought mine. They have a dent and scratch sale. So I bought most of my things during the dent and scratch sale. See, so it just brings little dents and scratches that they might have. It also brings magnetic tiles that I use with, I have this from my classroom when I was a classroom teacher, and it's just like a little magnetic mat. So we use this to build the word. If she's not feeling like writing the words for that day, we just do them here. Again, I really like having everything in a bin. So I have everything in bins. And so these are, we have in here, I have some of the game cards. These are the game cards that we have, that this is how you play a lot of the games, like the Go Fish and things like that. You play with these cute little cards. And then we also have the sandpaper letters. Then we also have the phonogram cards. If you're buying it piece by piece, you can always just use the game cards instead of, you really don't need these. I mean, we use them pretty much almost every day, but you really don't have to. You could always just use these, to be honest. So these have on the back the sounds that they make, and then an example. So that's the good thing. The game cards do not have that. So that's something to think about. We also have their phonogram spelling rule and quick reference guide. I kind of bought all these little things just to have, you never know. So sound to spelling reference chart, single letter phonograms, multi-letter phonograms. I feel like the more you use this program, the more you're learning yourself also. I love it. I'm always telling my daughter, like, I'm learning along with you. So I think it's good just to have this on hand. Another thing that I have is the handwriting, the rhythm, because they have a handwriting. You can choose to just buy their handwriting curriculum. And so it comes with, if you're going to get Logic of English level Foundations Level A and B, it comes with the handwriting. It includes handwriting in the curriculum. It's an all-in-one, but you can also just do handwriting if you choose. My cursive is not perfect, so this is actually a really good resource for me in particular to kind of learn the correct formation of the letters. So there's that. It is also very active. So I know I mentioned that one of the activities is segmenting the word and then acting out that word. Another activity that we loved, and I'm going to try to show a picture, was an obstacle course. So I set up a little obstacle course with these cones. We bought these cones. I have like one of those tunnels So we set all that up and we did it outside, and then she had to go through the obstacle course, pick up a word, read it, and go back, run through the obstacle course, get a card, read it. She loves that. There's a lot of games. There's a lot of jumping games, a lot of active games, and that's really what my daughter needs. So if your kid can be more like, sit down, let's read. Maybe if they just want to get it done, it could be a negative if your child picks up reading very easily, or you could always skip those games and just have them read the flashcards. If I give my daughter a stack of flashcards, she's like, ugh, it's like dread on her face. God forbid I give her a stack of flashcards. So we have to do something that's like engaging and active and all that stuff. So it really just depends on the personality of your child and what you can cut also. So it would be a great program for your child if they can just get it done, and it would take less time. To our lessons, sometimes we do 20-minute lessons. So sometimes one lesson could be 2 days for us. Mama. Sometimes our lessons could be 2 days because we're playing these games, because we're going outside and doing all these hands-on things. If you could just knock it out, maybe you'd be done in 15 minutes. And just a little organizational tip, there are a lot of little cards and things like that for the logic of English, like the whiteboard, things like that, the little tiles, little magnetic tiles. So what I like to do is I have it all in a bin, and I have our math actually the same way too. I have other things in bins. I'm like a bin person. So I love this because when we do school, we either do it on the table or on the rug in the living room, and I just grab our bin and take it where we need to go. So here are all of our logic of English things in one spot, and I love having it all in little bins. There are a lot of cards, and I don't like losing pieces and things like that. So I hope you enjoyed this Logic of English video. If you have any questions about the Logic of English Foundations Level A, please shoot me a quick comment down below, and I would love to answer any and all questions. Bye!